Alright guys, welcome back once again to Cryptodicator. So I do feel that you guys deserve better looking content, right? Because I feel that this is the most sophisticated crypto trading community out there. We don't see any moon boys, we don't see anybody talking about Lambos, and we don't see anybody joining cults. The bear and bull cults, or maybe asset cults as well, right? We're just here as traders and we're going to be participating in these markets even if the price action goes to the upside or the downside. We're going to be here trading them. We're not going to be here dating them, right? Alright guys, so with that said, in this video we are going to talk about some technical analysis on high caps. Essentially all the crypto assets, which are not all the crypto assets but selected few, chosen few, which are going to be above $10 billion in market capitalization, right? So in this video we'll talk about Terra, UNIswap and SOLana, the one which is trending like a madman, like a gigantic madman as of now, right? So okay, so with that said, let's jump onto the charts right off. Now this video is going to be a little sloppy, to be honest with you guys, because I feel that OBS is kind of laggard. It's a laggard of a software, or I don't know, maybe the recording optimization is not that fine in the software. But yes, let's get through this and let's talk about Luna right here on the charts. Now this is the 3-day time frame itself, and right after the breakdown with the entire crypto market right here, we have recovered quite a bit. This one has recovered everything, to be honest with you, right? And let's just take a look at the downside. Essentially, yes, this one this one going down by 80%, and now this is up from the bottom side of this entire Fibonacci structure as well. This is up 743%, guys. Essentially Luna is coming from $4 and it is now at $30 flat, almost a 10x, right? Now almost a 10x, you see. If you want to jump into any investment for that matter, do you think that this is the right place to jump into Luna for long-term holding or something like that? I don't think so. I really don't think so, because this was a blink of an eye and this asset did 7.5x in the market, right? And essentially this is not really the sweet spot to jump into any asset with your entire savings, entire net worth, entire stash, to be honest with you. If you want to park some capital that you don't really worry about, yes, this is fine. But if you want to trade this one, this is like a paradise, guys. This is like a trader's paradise right here. So essentially, if any swing position has to be put into Luna for that matter, I would be managing my risks below 1.618 on a 3-day opening and a closing basis. As you can see right here, this is the good looking structure. This is one of the supports which should hold if Luna has to continuously trend to the upside all the way towards maybe $50 at 314 and maybe 7618 as well, trying to test the 3 digits level on Luna itself. Now essentially you want to hold this one on a 3-day closing basis. Essentially the weekly levels are supposed to be held as well, right? So let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Okay, so this weekly candle is going to be closing around 2 days from now, and with this kind of posture, with weekly candle closing above 618, essentially $26 flat, the price action is most likely going to be continuing all the way towards 2618 at $40 flat. And if we situate a base around these levels on a 12-hour basis or something like that, then we can simply extend our targets all the way towards $50 and maybe $100 as well coming down the line for Luna. So let's jump onto the small time frames and see what's going on right here. What is going on, traders? So do we have any hidden bullish divergence right here on this level? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Essentially, the RSI was somewhere alongside 44 reads onto this entire price point, and on this entire price point, the RSI went down all the way towards 40 reads, right? And the price action never really broke the structure to the downside, which is why we have hidden bullish divergence playing out as of now. Could we retest these levels in the coming trading hours? Most likely we do, guys. Most likely, if this trend is trying to situate above the exponential 21 on the 4-hour time frame itself, you will most likely test the range highs at $35 flat, and if you are able to take this one to the upside, then you can talk about $50 flat. Now we can talk about a little substructure Fibonacci analysis as well, as if, now this is an assumption, complete assumption, if this was the last bearish leg to the downside out of this entire range happening between $35 and $25 level, we could be extending our targets towards 1618 at $40, aligning with the bigger structure sitting in at 2618 right here, right? So you have confluence of targets coming for Luna itself. So essentially, if you hold $26 levels, you can take a look at $40 coming on Luna pretty soon, guys. And I do feel that this one will try to put in a trend right here in the small time frames, and it will teleport all the way towards $40. And once we establish a base right here, at least in the 4-hour time frame itself, then we can talk about 2618 and maybe down the line, guys, 10 Alright, not this substructure, but the macro structure right here could take the price action all the way towards 10764 as well down the line. Now for the timing, this is a far-fetched opinion, which is why we have to take things step by step. Take this one out. then you talk about 426. Essentially establish a base right here, then we talk about 7618. And after establishing a base above $100, then we can talk about 150, right? So everything has to be step by step for Luna as well, for that matter. Now everything is looking completely fine in terms of the structure, and as far as you're holding 26, you're fine to trend to the upside. Okay, next up we have UNIswap. Uni got distributed for free, and the free money is evaluated at $25 per Uniswap. That's the magic of crypto assets right here in front of our eyes. Avada Kedavra. Guys, I've been watching Harry Potter, and this has been a good recollection, a good memory recollection, right? I used to watch Harry Potter back in the good old days when I was a little kid, when there were no crypto assets and everybody was fine with double spending in the market. Money was being printed by the feds, and there was nothing called as a blockchain technology, right? Good old days, guys, good old days. The world was less fucked up at that time. Now it's pretty much, everything's pretty much haywire, to be honest with you. Alright, so Uniswap right here, free money right here for you guys, is looking fine, trending fine. Did we retest the 600,000? No, we did not. But if we take a look at this in the daily time frame itself, we can talk about maybe this being your rejection high, and then maybe we can talk about 618 retest. Yes, Uniswap did retest the 618 with Ethereum, with Bitcoin out of these levels. So for Uniswap, this one was $30, right? Now, what do you want for a further continuation move to the upside? You want to establish a base on the 4-hour time frames above $30 reads, and then we can push all the way towards the previous all-time high retest, sitting in at $50 flat. And for this entire bearish leg structure, you have 1.272 sitting in at previous all-time highs, essentially $48 to $50 ranges, right? And guys, look, if the market holds, if Bitcoin holds these levels, if Ethereum holds onto these levels, we could be looking at something like, I don't know, some kind of price action which happened on Luna itself, repeating on the Uniswap itself, where we can talk about maybe a $55 Uniswap coming in daily, or maybe 3-day time frame, as well as the part of a major trending behavior to the upside. And then if we are able to establish a base above the previous all-time high, then we can talk about 2618 at $80, and maybe, you know the deal, guys. Look, this is a far-fetched opinion as of now, but yes, you know the deal. 786, 10764 down the line, right? But we are not going to talk about this at this exact moment, because if we just talk about how much amount of gain, this would be 1,000% move to the upside, essentially a 10x in market capitalization for Uniswap. If we think of Uniswap as a $15 billion market capitalization asset, 10x that one, guys, that would take Uniswap, I don't know, $150 billion being evaluated on par with, I don't know, Ethereum itself. Now, that's a far-fetched opinion, right? Just to give you a little perspective about the markets right here, these targets are fine, but you have to evaluate these assets with the major crypto assets like Ethereum, guys. Ethereum always has to be the major point of comparison in terms of the market capitalization itself. And if we extend our target towards 10764 from these price points right here, that would mean that Uniswap has to 10x its market capitalization, right? $150 billion in valuation would take the price action all the way towards a $300 Uniswap. But it's difficult, it's not impossible, although. It is not impossible. I would not say that we should not be open-minded for all of these targets to come into fruition, but to be honest with you, that's a complete far-fetched opinion as of now. Everything has to be step by step. For these levels to come into fruition, we have to establish a base at 44 at first. And for that matter, we have to hold on to these levels in the small time frames, guys. Now, essentially, I would want to be extending my support all the way towards these levels as well. As you can see right here, we have multiple contact points happening into this entire zone. Now, Uniswap closing below $24 levels on a daily or even on a 3-day closing basis is going to be bad. Most likely, we do come back down all the way towards $20 flat for a liquidity retest around these levels if we lose these levels to the downside. Until then, you are completely range bound alongside Ethereum's price action as well. You don't want to lose this one to the downside. If you do, a simple price action float back towards $20 would be coming into fruition, right? And until then, if your structure is being held like this, most likely we keep on trending and we test the $30 levels once again before we decide to reject down the line or maybe continue all the way towards the upside, right? Alright, so what do we have up next? We have SOLana. Now this one does not want to stop trending. Currently sitting in at $82. SOLana looking crazy in terms of the price action structure. So guys, the deal right here is completely fine. You did set a base for reaccumulation onto these levels at approximately $1 price points for about 6 to 7 months, right? You had this entire accumulation range going on, and then expansion took the price action all the way towards $60 from $1.2, guys. Essentially a 50x happening in front of our eyes with, I don't know, cheap DeFi coming into, I don't know, play, and most of the people using this one as their primary DeFi activities sources, right? So you had this same kind of reaccumulation structure. Now the time frame was a little squeezed up because this one started happening around the last week of May, and this one ended around the first week of August itself. But we're looking at similar kind of price action structure rolling over, and we are pushing higher, guys. We're pushing higher. We are above the previous all-time high, and we are in a trending motion to the upside. So let's take a look at the little comparison in terms of Fibonacci analysis, right? So you stalled at 10764 out of this entire reaccumulation, which happened for a long time. Now, if we talk about 10764 coming from this entire reaccumulation, you could be looking at $400 valuation on Solana, right? And currently Solana's market capitalization is sitting in at, it is sitting at somewhere alongside 11 to 12 billion dollars flat, right? And up move from these levels to 10764 would mean that Solana would do a 4x in the market. Now that is kind of fair to me, because Solana doing a 4x in terms of the market capitalization in the market would mean that Solana is evaluated at $50 billion. And I do believe that's not a far-fetched opinion, guys. I personally feel, am I personally biased towards Solana and its entire ecosystem? Most likely yes, because it's the efficiency, it's the use case. And guys, look, when it comes to real use cases, cheap DeFi is something which is going to work out. I did not think paying $25 for a transaction for your DeFi swaps is going to work out, guys. This is the reality right in front of our eyes. And Solana, on the other hand, is like, all right, all you have to do is just spend maybe 35 cents or less than that for one single DeFi transaction. And look, guys, as far as the blockchain and the mechanics are structured as of now, I don't see that the price or the gas fees are going to rise in Solana ecosystem as a whole, right? The amount of Solana that is used for one single transaction could be adjusted, but most likely the overall transaction values are not going to get inflated by, I don't know, something like Ethereum. Holy crap. Sometimes you look at Ethereum's gas fees being around $8,000. Now that's crazy, guys. That's crazy. I don't think that we can see something like that happening on Solana. So smooth DeFi usage, or I don't know, maybe people wanting to use this ecosystem is going to be the reality down the line, right? Okay, enough of shill. Enough of shill about Solana itself. Let's take a look at the daily structure. All right, we did put in a higher low, which is significantly higher than all of these lows right here, and which means that your point of control on Solana would be all the way towards these levels, right? Now, I don't want to talk about how the price action could wick all the way down towards $66 levels and just continue going all the way towards. Look, guys, why do I say this? Because this thing happened, I guess, yes. This one happened on Solana. This one has happened. This kind of situation has come on Solana again and again, multiple times, right? You do wick below the structures, but your ultimate closure, your ultimate daily closure happens above the 21 exponential on the daily, and then bam, you go. You keep on rolling. Similar structure like this right here. Bam, like a spring motion, and then all the way towards $50-$60 levels, guys. A clear cut 2x coming from the bear trap right here. So essentially you want to see a daily candle closure and essentially a trend being set in below $66 levels for, I don't know, guys, for a breakdown of this entire trend to the downside, testing $50, and that's going to be your liquidity point, because this is your previous all-time high. If we break $66 on a daily trending basis, $50 is where we're going to be headed towards, guys. A retest of the previous all-time high would be imminent. Would be imminent, I feel, right? Until then, you're holding completely fine into the structure, and in the small time frames, you are breaking above this grind, guys. I think that's going to be clearly visible on the 4-hour time frame itself. Yes, we do see that a grind is being, I don't know, is being resolved to the upside. So you could be trending alongside this entire grind, and eventually you could be heading all the way towards, look, guys, $100 Solana, essentially 3-digit Solana is not that far as of now, and we can reach here at, I don't know, at any given point in time from now. And until you're holding $66 as a structure, as a price action structure on the daily, we will keep on rolling all the way towards 10764, which is going to be sitting in at $400, and most likely Solana will be evaluated at a a 50 billion market capitalization. That is where Solana's asset evaluation would be sitting in at $400 flat. Alright, guys, with that said, let's wind this video up right here, and tons of videos coming for you guys down the line, and I hope to catch all of you in the next videos as well. Bye for now.